And away we go!
Hello everyone, this is Trent at Lovelace CNFT. It's a great honor to meet you, and I'm stoked to see how far Space Ape Club community has freaking come from our initial launch. It's a blessing, and I just wanted to say my sincere thank you. First off, before we get into anything, thank you guys. As a community, you guys have been killing it. So let's get into this. First, I want to say that this is going to be more of a general conversation. This is my first recording, right? So I'm not used to the whole YouTube stuff. I'm going to get better as we go, but mind you, I don't have all the fancy equipment, green screen, any of that stuff. So this is going to be a raw, unedited, just video of a fun explanation, okay? So a couple of things I want to go over today. We're going to be going over our team introduction. I'm going to introduce the team, myself, and just let you guys know who is backing Space Ape Club. We're going to be going over what is Space Ape Club, how did we start, and how do we get to where we are, and where do we plan on going, right? We're going to be going over the staking mechanics that I've been telling you about. I know you guys are very eager to hear about my views and how we're going to do that. We're going to be going over our whitelist drops, our AMA questions I had you guys do in the Discord, our merch, our airdrops. I'm going to give you guys an update on all of the projects that I have released previously, so all of the umbrella of Lovelace. And I also want to say that I'm not a financial advisor. This isn't financial advice, and this is just me going over my projects and giving you updates on where we're at and where we're planning on going, right? Okay, so first, I want to introduce myself. My name again, like I said, is Trent. I've been going by Lovelace for a long time. However, I didn't start as Lovelace. So in the beginning, I started out as Crypto Keep, and it was back in March, right? So started out Crypto Keep, started minting a bunch of assets, and built a nice collection of NFTs. I got to, in that duration, know a bunch of people in the community. I got to be a part of a bunch of auctions, private auctions, exclusive auctions, or just Discord auctions that no one really knew about because the CNFT community was so small. So I got to meet a lot of the whales, the bigger players of the community during that time frame, got to network, and I got to know a lot more about the crypto space in general. So after collecting so many NFTs, getting to know the people, I started making my own art. I started with actually going out to my backyard and taking pictures of flowers and editing them with Photoshop and a bunch of other platforms, and started producing them under Flowers for Lovelace. That was my first drop. I built a Discord under that, and lo and behold, a lot of the projects that I was in, OG projects, you know, a couple of them rug pulled, a couple of them just disappeared and just stopped participating in the community. So I noticed that with doing so, the assets started to decline in value, and I was like, well, what is going to happen if these go to zero and this is all my money, etc. You know how that goes through everyone's head. So again, I started looking at how I could be a better builder in the community. So I created our Flowers Auction House. The Flowers Auction House was started with a couple of Wing Warriors and myself. I chose the Wing Warrior people just because they were OGs in the community. And with doing so, we were able to start the Flowers Auction House and just get it to grow. At about 5,000 Discord members, we realized, like, hey, this is big. This is going to be something pretty cool. So we decided to rebrand for Lovelace CNFT. In doing so, this is all I'm running through my corporation, so I want to let you guys know that I do have everything being taxed and documented and all that fun stuff. So in doing so, we brought on a couple more people and started doing auctions. Recently, the auction house was closed down due to smart contracts and all that being available in other marketplaces. We do have our own marketplace being built, LovelaceCNFT.io. However, that is on standstill until Backy gets his video game done. We'll get into that more in detail in a second. Now, team introduction. I've done myself, again, OG in the community, been learning minting, and I've been learning computer code and all of that fun stuff for the past year now, and I've just dove completely into crypto, so it's been a blessing. Now, our first team member I want to introduce is Fettuccine. I do hope to get all of us on a live introduction, phone call, interview type style, but for right now I'm just going over my viewpoints, why I brought them on the team, and why they're just such good people. So Fettuccini is an OG in the space, been on Discord, Twitter, since 2012, and he's just been knee deep in crypto. I mean, he knows a lot about the crypto space, NFTs in general. He's done a bunch of his own collections. Angel Baby Hit Squad and Shapes were his most recent, which were both fantastic drops. We have our second member, Cardano Robin. Cardano Robin is again OG artist of the community. He's actually one of the first artists that I bought into when I joined the space. So when I joined into the CNFT community, Cardano Robin stamps were the big deal. So I got a couple of those, a couple of Cardano Warriors, and a couple of other items. But Cardano Robin was a great person to add on to the team just to make sure that everything runs smoothly. He's great in Discord, great with community interactions, and same thing with that. So they've been great assets to add on to the Lovelace minting team. And they're OGs in the community with their own projects that they're building, so that's all been great and great. Next up is G4 Return. So G4 Return, he's been in the community for a long time. I actually met him in those auctions I was telling you about. So back in the time when we were competing in auctions, we would be bidding against each other, and we just kind of developed a friendship, and we started messaging each other. He's been a part of a couple of other projects, been on their marketing team and Discord management side, and those projects are, I don't think, any longer around. However, G4 wanted to make sure that the community was looked after, and he's been sticking around ever since. So G4 Return was a great person to add on to the team. He helps run our Twitter, helps run our Discord, and he keeps the community well active. Isaac T CNFT, so this is a very wonderful person to talk to if you guys have never talked to Isaac, but he's in part of Yummy Universe. He's a mod there, and he was one of the first people I brought on to the auction house. So he is a wing warrior, and he was, again, just a great escrow manager and all of that fun stuff. Great with the community, and just a no-brainer to make sure that he stayed on the team to help out as we continue to grow. Use that. Alright, Dior. So Dior, again, wing warrior, one of the first people in the auction house whenever I first started, one of the first people in the Discord when I first started. So he's just been here ever since the beginning. He participates in almost every project you can think of, and just wants to support every person in Cardano. So whenever I brought Dior on, he said he was just, in it for the community, and he's been in it ever since. So it's pretty cool. He's part of Daily Dose, Mike Giddem, and a couple others. So great person to talk to again. If you guys... Now, what is Space Ape Club, and how did we get here? Well, Space Ape Club wasn't Space Ape Club, right? It's been a community ongoing event, essentially. We started with absolutely nothing. So our first drop was a ghost drop of 13 ADA Halloween apes. These apes are trippy apes, is what the community is calling them now. They're literally trippy apes. They got some fun hats, backgrounds that I created, all the masks, etc. Along with these 13 ADA apes, we also had a banana airdrop that was sent out to accompany the apes. They were zombified bananas, stoner bananas. They're just really fun art. So this drop was intentionally supposed to just be a holiday drop, but due to the community involvement, the community engagement, it grew into something much better. So from these Halloween apes, right, I was able to bring on Hangator, bring on a bunch of those community members that I outlisted earlier, and we were able to create a 10K collection of Space Ape Club. Now, what's really cool about these assets is they were like I said, they were 10 ADA or 13 ADA at mint, and then the bananas were airdrops. So what's really cool about these is these were one-to-one tickets into the Space Ape Club mint. So I gave them as much utility at that time as I could, that I was capable of doing. And with that, we had a one-to-one mint of the Space Ape Club. So what that means is let's say you had 5 bananas and 2 Halloween apes in your wallet. You could mint a total of 7 of these apes. You couldn't mint any more, but you could mint less, of course. But you could hold no more or mint no more than the Space Ape Club than you did of the Halloween apes and bananas. So they were one-to-one keys, and it was full utility at that point in time. Now, getting into the staking mechanics. The website's going to be going under severe construction, okay? We're going to be updating the backgrounds, updating a bunch of the slides, and we're going to be adding in a staking mechanic, okay? Now, the goal with this staking mechanic is for you to be able to connect a NAMI wallet. NAMI wallet is, to my understanding or knowledge, the only wallet on Cardano right now that can support smart contracts, okay? So we're going to be going through NAMI wallet. We're going to be adding in your wallets, your apes to that NAMI wallet, and we'll be able to sync the NAMI wallet to the website. The apes that are in that NAMI wallet, you're going to be able to stake to the website. I'm hoping that we're going to be able to just have them be in your NAMI wallet. There's no staking, but all of that is not set in stone. Okay, this is all just what the devs and I have been talking about, and it's all what we're trying to bring to fruition. So again, this is what we're working with. You're going to stake your apes to the website, and then they're going to generate a daily income. At this point in time, the golden apes, I believe, are going to be the only ones with a buffer or a bonus per day. The rest of the apes are going to generate the same amount. Okay, now that's still undecided, but that's what we've been talking about in chat. The dev team and I, of course, are trying to come up with better rarities, rankings, etc. for that, and we will be releasing that in the roadmap. Okay. Now, you're going to stake your apes, you're going to generate this currency that we have, that we are making. Okay, it's going to be a native currency. It's not going to be an ERC token where you can convert it back to ADA. It's just going to be a native token for Space Ape Club. What you're going to be able to do with that currency is buy any mutation serums, any special collabs that we do that the project is willing to take the token on, right? And then we're also going to have a bunch of our cosmetics, our upgrades for Metaverse. All of that is going to be done with our currency that we're making. Okay? Further down the line, if the laws allow us, we want to convert it into an ERC token where you're able to swap. Okay? That's what we're looking at. But as of this time, it can only be a native token just because, to my understanding, federal laws say that's a no-no to create your own currency and all of that. So I'm not trying to do anything sketchy with the law. Now, a little update. So Thanksgiving bears, that was a holiday airdrop or holiday drop. We had an airdrop of our shark and our Christmas kitty cat. Now that Christmas kitty cat that you guys got, that is a airdrop from another project that's in the works. They're using us for minting, and a lot of that is coming along nicely. So they're trying to use some staking mechanics that we're trying to invoke here, and I'll keep you guys posted on that as they keep me posted. Now, as we're going over to the whitelist. Oh shit, okay. So staking mechanics. So a couple projects I wanted to show you guys with staking mechanics is Disto Apes. So this is an ETH collection. They sold out. There was 4,444 Genesis Disto Apes, right? And these apes, they generate this scrap. So this is the fundamentals I was looking at whenever I was coming up with the staking mechanics with the devs. And I want to show you their website. So this is their website. They have voxel characters on the way for the metaverse. And essentially that currency that it generates does all of that fun stuff that I was telling you about. Let me see here. Yeah, so this is their general art. This is their OG Genesis collection. It's all animated art. And these guys, whenever you go to the website, it generates a currency, daily currency that you're able to claim to your wallet. And then you can buy upgrades, season 2, mutations, all of that fun stuff. So it's the same mechanic that I was just speaking about. We're going into Space Ape Club. Now, I wanted to show you guys another similar project, and it's Gold Hunt game. So it's the same exact mechanic. Gold miners and pirates compete for gold. So this is the currency that they are going to be mining or farming or whatever you want to call it. And whenever you stake, you go to the website. You're going to connect your wallet, right? And once you connect your wallet, it's going to show you all of your available assets to stake and earn a currency. So this is just 2 ETH projects that I've been following for a while since they started, and it's just something that's really cool to get into, and we're trying to bring that over to Cardano. Now on Cardano, there is a couple of projects that already have this invoked, and one of those is Dead Pixels. So Dead Pixels mechanics are beautiful. They, I believe, to my understanding, you stake your Dead Pixel to the website that's through Nami. That's all Nami supported. Once you connect your Dead Pixel, you're going to start generating a sort of currency. And once you have enough currency, you can then do, I believe, mating with the Dead Pixels you have and create new Dead Pixels. So, again, several projects have already got this going, and I'm sure that you guys could point out 30 additional ones. I know I can. So, we're going to be moving on. That's the staking mechanic we're talking about. So, all of that is not set in stone. It's what we are looking at. We know it's all possible. The dev had told me it's all possible. It's just going to be a matter of time to do it. Okay. Now, whitelist drops. Let's see here. Oh, shit. Okay, so airdrops. We're going to airdrops. So this is airdrops, okay? This is going to be our first airdrop. This is a piece that was created by our community member, WW. It's going to be a collab of Space Ape Club by WW, and it's just going to be our first collab. This is a beautiful ape that he found. It was a naked ape. He was able to get the figurine added in, the nice 3D textures, nice mirroring. This is just a beautiful piece of art that was created by a community member specifically for Space Ape Club. I had him custom make it from the one that he was showing off in chat. So this is a beautiful piece. We want to get it out to the community. I wanted to say this weekend. So we're going to get it out as soon as possible, if not early into Monday or Tuesday of this upcoming week. Now, whitelist. So our first whitelist was blockchainparty.games. This is created by Backy. Now this project is a 3D polymorph game. This is the little island that you can interact with. You can go to the island with the assets that you do purchase, and you can have fun on the island, interact with the assets, and I believe this is one of the closest things on Cardano right now to this capability. The full game is not yet released. That's coming up, I believe, in the end of Q22, but, in the last quarter, Q4 of 2022. So I think that's when the game's going to be released. The closest thing I can compare this to is Crab Game. So a lot of the same similar games that you would see in Crab Game, the same similar game type mechanics and flows, along with several other game modes that Backy is coming up with. So that was our first whitelist. Our second whitelist that we have coming up. Now again, I want to say that whitelists, guys, they're projects that have come to me. I think the art's good enough that it can be a whitelist. It's not saying I believe in the project. It's solely on you to do your own research, okay? But our second project we have coming up is Critter Sweet Creations. Really cute art. I think the art's really fun, and we're getting into a whitelist. I believe it's 4,000 units at a 5/8 cheaper than what the public is going to get in. So that's going to be our upcoming announcement. We're going to have a channel in the Discord, and that's just going to be Critter Sweet Creations whitelist. And you're going to be able to get in to their Discord. I believe he's going to have some special roles, and they're also, the dev team, I believe, is coding in toward the Space Ape Club. You have to have a Space Ape Club in the wallet to even mint from that whitelist, right? So you're going to have a key, just like you did with the Halloween apes. We do have a couple other collabs in the works. I'm not in the, I can't tell you to them right now because there are some pretty big projects, but we do have a very, very nice collab in the works with Ada Army, and we do have another collab in the works that's going to be announced, okay? So Ada Army, that's going to be launching pretty soon. Ada Army has come up with these fun clay creations of Space Ape Club, their version of Space Ape Club, and they added in some of our backgrounds, created their own backgrounds, and it's just a little fun collab between us and Ada Army. So I believe it's less than 300 units is going to be in that, collab. Other than that, we have a bunch of other stuff in store. Now, merch. So as far as merch goes, I won't go back to this screen. As far as merch goes, I'm going to be setting this up through Space Ape Club. There's going to be a link over here. I believe we're going to be going through Google Form, and I'm going to be ordering all of the merch, and I'm thinking about starting with hoodies first through Queensboro. So Queensboro is a very nice detailing or custom fabrication shop, and that's who I'm going to be ordering the merch from. I've been looking at going through a couple other, either Shopify or a couple other websites, but I think just going through our own website and me sending out the merch it's going to be the best way to do it. Now, unless I can figure this out, it is going to be for US citizens only. Now, I want everyone to be able to get some merch, but this first drop may be US citizens only, just due to the fact of the limitations of shipping and all that right now. We went over airdrops, so airdrops are currently in the works. Our first one is going to, again, let's pull that airdrop up. This first airdrop, this is going over to everyone that holds a Space Ape Club. So every single wallet that has a Space Ape Club in it is going to receive one of these airdrops, one per wallet. Okay, guys? So our next airdrop we have working on, that's going to be a fun airdrop. It's going to be tiered. So it's going to be based upon the amount of apes you hold. I have no idea the numbers yet, so I don't want to give you guys any promises. But where that's going to end up is, I think, minimum of 5 Space Ape Club, and then we're going to go from there. Okay? But again, no solid numbers on that. We're thinking, again, a minimum for that next airdrop is going to be 5 Space Ape Club in a single given wallet. Let's see here. So let's go into these AMA questions. Got our Critter chat going. So this is Critter Discord. They're pretty active. I think they're pretty active at least. Yeah, everyone's going to bed. Space Ape Club. So I'm going to be adding in a couple of new channels in the coming days. Okay, but we're going to go over to right now. Let's see here. AMA questions. Okay, great. So ZMAC. So ZMAC comes up and says, someone mentioned rewards for holding an NFT. Can you elaborate on that? I did go over that, brother, whenever I was going through this AMA. Rewards for holders are going to be airdrops along with staking utility that I did go over. So you can watch the video on that, and I think you're going to find plenty of utility we're trying to enact. So, will bananas have future utilities? So with the staking mechanic, okay, with the staking mechanic that we're trying to enact, we're going to have the choice we're trying to enact. Again, this is all we're trying to enact, okay? Again, Dev said it's all possible, but we're trying to enact. Now, what we're trying to enact is anyone that wants to burn a Halloween ape or banana, you're going to be able to redeem that asset for a currency amount. Okay, so let's say 10 of the currency, 15 of the currency. We'll have different rarity rankings based upon whether it's an ape or banana. They're not going to be equal. The apes are going to hold more value for currency redemption. Okay, now whenever you do burn that, it's going to reduce the supply of Halloween apes and bananas. So again, anyone that wants to hold the art, keep the art, I would do so if you love the art. If you don't love the art, you can go ahead and burn it. That's why we're throwing that option out there. Okay, so we're trying to appease both sides of the community. You don't have to burn, okay? If you have plenty of apes and you stake to the website, I think you're going to generate enough where you don't have to burn the apes. This is, again, just in case someone wants to come on and burn said apes. I know some of you want to burn the apes. Okay. Will bananas have future utility? Umi, is an airdrop per ape or per wallet? So this is going to be per wallet, okay? I don't want to send out, I know some people hold 100 apes, so 100 airdrops of the same fungible token airdrop to that said wallet. It just gets redundant and it doesn't add any value to the airdrops. I know that most of you are going to list this for ADA anyway, so I don't see any reason for this fun community airdrop to send you guys 50 of the same thing. That's just over encumbering the wallet. Are there any news on royalties being distributed among holders? And if so, will the rarity and amount of SAC held be a factor? Thanks for your answer. Let's fucking go. So as far as the royalties being distributed, that is going to be per the ape stake. I did go over that a little bit in the staking mechanic. However, at this time, I do believe the gold apes are going to be the ones boosted, and then we'll also pick a couple of the rarer rarities and give them somewhat of a boost as well. So all that's going to be outlined in our roadmap that we are going to be posting either Monday or Tuesday. So all that will be outlined. We'll have exact numbers in the roadmap and all of that. Staking rewards will be according to rank. So again, gold apes only, guys. At this point in time, gold apes only. Is it possible to collaborate with other CNFT projects in the future? Absolutely, brother. So I did mention a couple of projects that we're actually doing collabs on. There's a big one in the works, like I said. But we're going to continue doing these CNFT project collabs. They're going to be different policies. They're going to be small minting amount. So like our first collab we have coming up is 300 assets, I believe, max. So it's going to be very small stuff. Thanks for putting this up, and great work with the project. Thanks, Joey. Question: as the Cardano space grows with DeFi, dApps, and smart contracts, what security measures does the Space Ape Club project have in place to prevent phishing attacks, Sybil attacks, and CNFT market scams? You know, I didn't introduce. Okay, I'm going to introduce math. My bad, math. I thought that's the Twitter page I closed. Okay, so Mathituium is our dev behind Space Ape Club. Mathituium and his best friend, I believe, Coding Devotion, are the ones that I brought on for Space Ape Club to be full-time mentors. Okay, how I met Math was whenever we first started the Space Ape Club Discord. Backy was the original mentor of the Halloween Apes, but Mathituium, I found out that he was a web developer. Okay, I found him on Twitter. I saw him interacting in the Discord, and I was like, "Wait, you're a full stack web dev, right?" And he's like, "Yeah, bro. Yeah, I'm capable of anything." And I was like, "That's the attitude I like. So, what are you capable of? Anything? Let's get this going." And so I sent him Patrick Tobler's video on NFT Maker Pro. I sent him over Pinata. I sent him a couple other YouTube videos or walkthroughs. And I was like, if you guys can go through this within the next week, we can go ahead. And if you guys can get royalties from NFT Maker or for CNFT, and if you guys can get all of the one-to-one code figured out, the keys figured out, I think we'll be able to rock this. And that was kind of their entry into the CNFT space, right? So they figured out all this from scratch. They started building, started coding, writing scripts, and they actually built their own website. So in CyberPitfall, this is their website, the dev team that you need for your NFT projects. So if you click on Help Me Out, it's going to take you to a forum. They're going to help you mint essentially anything you need. However, bots are destroying your community. So these guys come in and they code all of the safety protections. They are up to date with all of the bot prevention. And we have meetings on this before every mint on the exact safety protocols we're going to be enacting to prevent all of the Discord malicious attacks, the robot attacks. These guys are the reason I brought them on is because they're making sure everything is done the right way. And again, it may take a little bit of time, but we're getting it done the right way. So that's a little bit on the security measures. Any plans for voxel or 3D metaverse implementation in the future? So at this point in time, yes, sir. So like I said in the chat yesterday with a couple of the members, I've been looking at Pavia, I've been waiting for Pavia to pan out. I'm really excited to see what they're capable of. And I've also been looking at Sandbox. So I have a couple Sandbox pieces of land I have my eyes on. I do have funds set aside to pick up Sandbox land. And the dev team, so Coding Devotion and Math, they do have game devs that we are going to bring on eventually as well. Okay, this is all baby steps. This isn't, we have staking today and we have, Metaverse tomorrow. That's not how this works, right? You guys know that. So any plans for this? Yes, absolutely. We have all of this in the works. We do have a budget set aside for this, and we are building the team to make this happen. So that's the end goal. What our end goal as well is to enact Airdrops and Space Ape Club with these 3D characters, right? I'll get into more of that in a little bit, but as far as these go, yes. Stacks game, Robo merchandise assets. So as far as the game goes, I did show you Backy's game that he's working on. It's a 3D game. It's just a copy of Crab Game, which is just fun. It's a server of about 64 people, and y'all go ham trying to be the last one standing. So we do have a game that we are making. Like I said above, we are bringing on some game devs. Now, as far as the game goes, we want to see some sort of Space Ape Club, so the monkeys in space, versus some of the mutant zombie bananas. And we also want to bring some type of the Airdrops in as well. So we have the alien Airdrops, we have all of those space creatures that we're going to be making. We have the Space Ape Club, we have the monkeys with the weapons. So all of that's going to come into play. We're going to try to bring it all into one ecosystem at the end of the day. That was my beginning vision for all of this. Now, as far as like, let's say the Thanksgiving bears and the Halloween apes, the utility they're going to have down the road is I'm going to be sending out like a Valentine's airdrop to them. I'm going to be sending out holiday airdrops to those. That way they continue to maintain utility and value, right? Again, those drops were so cheap that, and for Halloween and for Christmas and for Thanksgiving, that it's just fun art. That's the entire goal behind those. It was fun art and to give it some sort of fun utility down the road. Again, the Halloween apes and bananas do have that burning mechanic. As far as Airdrops and all of their assets go, we'll get into an update at a later time or video on how all of that's going to work. But yes, for Airdrops, we do plan on enacting some staking and all that. Okay. Real world merchandise assets. So like I said, the first round is going to be, I'm going to be having two different hoodies done, right? So I think we're going to have the cheaper hoodie done, and then I'm going to have a Nike hoodie done, which is going to be more limited in quantity per sizes. So that way, everyone that wants a nicer hoodie that can afford a nicer hoodie, they can get one. And then I'm going to have a more eco-friendly hoodie as well. Both really good quality. And then real world assets. I mean, figurines and everything have been on my mind, but as far as real world assets and all of that, I want to kind of stick to NFTs. So we can have a toy maker make a toy and have that minted as an NFT. But real world assets, you just get into a lot of tricky stuff with me being in the US and then trying to send over to Europe and all of that stuff. The real world assets just get really tricky. So yes, this does have a play that we are going to be making up. I do have a Shopify store that I do plan on opening. So yes, in time, real world assets and more merchandise are going to be coming up. As far as merchandise, like I said, hoodies are going to be coming up. I'm thinking about maybe some koozies and some beanies. But other than that, it's just going to be some fun hoodies to start with. It's great that holders own their rights to their assets with SAC. Does that also apply to Halloween apes and other Lovelace projects, including airdrops, etc.? Yes, sir, it does. So, I mean, as far as an NFT, when you hold an NFT in your wallet, you hold the rights to that NFT. I don't care what project it's from, what the creator says, right? As far as that goes, go look at any ETH project. That's what gives an NFT its whole purpose and value, in my own eyes. That's my own opinion, I guess. But yes, all the drops that I've put out, all the art that I've put out, you guys have full rights to that art to do with as you wish. As I've said in chat, you guys can go throw that piece of art on your own plane, and claim it as your own merchandise. It's your piece of art you own the rights to it. Do with as you wish. You can create an entire line of NFTs off of that. You can go contact an artist, say, hey, here's my Space Ape Club monkey, here's my Space Ape Club ape, and I want an entire NFT done off of this ape, right? And you can do that. You saw that with CNFT, the dino, right? And then the Space Ape Club dinosaur, or excuse me, the shit. It's the OG project. But yeah, it's the dino. You saw it with CNFT. He made his own NFT project. You're going to ream me over that one, I know, guys. Sorry. Okay, in terms of merchandise, will it be customizable? So you have to own the ape you could print on a hoodie, FE. I think this question goes into that, Benjamin Berlin, so I'm going to read this one too. I noticed people in general chat mentioning something about receiving a currency for holding an ape. I also read somewhere that receiving tokens for your NFTs would be considered as receiving an unregistered security. I'm not trying to spread FUD about it, and I'm just concerned about what sort of legal ramifications could result for the project. If you can answer that somehow, I might be... Okay, so we're going back up. I'll come back to this, James. That's a very good question, and I did touch base on that earlier. So in terms of merchandise, will it be customizable? So you have to own the ape, you can print on a hoodie. Right now, the first run of merchandise is going to be similar to what Jungle Freaks did. It's just going to be a general hoodie everyone can buy. I think it's going to say Space Ape Club on the front, and then Club Member on the back. I'll have the designs figured out, but at this point in time, it's just going to be a very Club Member, general, fungible token hoodie that everyone's able to buy. as I set this up later down the road, it's going to be like a Shopify experience where yes, you can put in the NFT number and we're going to print that specific hoodie on. If you guys want customized hoodies and everything, you can reach out to your local print shops. There's a bunch of other websites, like I mentioned earlier. There's Queensboro, and there's also Squidding. So you do have options as well. You guys own full rights to your NFTs. You can go and print your own stuff as well. And you don't have to rely on me to get all of that done. I'm just putting that out there. Now, back to blockchains. I noticed people in general chat mentioning something about receiving a currency for holding an ape. I also read somewhere that receiving tokens for NFTs will be considered as receiving an unregistered security. So as far as the unregistered security, to my understanding, and again, this is something that we're going to be doing more extensive research on, but as I pointed out with the other projects that there are, Gold Hunt Game is a DAO. Yes, they have a registered security. Those the wood and the G Gold that they mine, they can be converted over to Ethereum. And yes, that is a security that they had to have registered. Now, Disto Apes. Disto Apes did not have to register that because it is a native token. You're not able to, this currency that we're making for Space Ape Club, you're not going to be able to redeem for ADA. You can't, there's no swap you can go to redeem that for ADA, okay? With that being a native token, you're going to be able to upgrade the assets, buy serums, stuff specifically in-house for our projects. Now I think that negates the whole legal field of us creating our own currency, as you're saying. As I mentioned before, Dead Pixels is another great project to go look at for this as an example, because they have this full staking mechanic through Nami already figured out, and those assets, I believe, like I said, generate a currency that you can use for combining the two, mating the two assets you hold for additional assets. So again, we're going to clarify that. That's why I'm saying this whole staking currency is up in the air right now. We're not going to confirm it until we release it, because then once we release it, we know it's good. As usual, this community is on point. Can't wait for the live. Keep the thought-provoking questionings coming. Only makes us better. Sack up. Yes, sir. Ford, this is going to be a recording, brother, but I am going to go live here in the future. I wanted to make sure that everyone could do this, and it was my first time, so I want to make sure everything was on point. Are the space apes born as adult, or was there a time they were little space babies? In the latter case, did the babies have club access to that age, or was their space ape club 18 plus only? WW, you're a troll, bro. Nah, bro. They started out as Halloween apes, and they were just transformed through the blockchain to Space Ape Club. What are the tokenomics for the SAC token? Will we be able to stake them? Yes, sir. I did cover that as per previous questions in AMA, but I can go into that more if you need me to. Send me a DM, dog. There's already talks about cross-chain expansion, e.g. Sandbox. Are there actually any references for this, since from what I've seen it's all been talks about, nothing official yet? Also referring to tons of other projects that are claiming to having cross-chain capability. Question is referring to how easy, hard that is to implement, if that's even possible. To my understanding, I don't think there's any cross-chain capability. If we did anything as far as Sandbox goes, we would be converting over to ETH. I mean, that's unfortunately what it would be, so we would have to figure out a way to do a drop on ETH for those specific tokens, if there were 3D voxels, etc. Now that is something we're looking at. Like I said, I am looking at getting Sandbox land, so it's all the options that we're keeping open as we continue on. The first step is to make sure we get this staking right, and that's what we're trying to accomplish, because the staking is going to enable us to get the full mechanics for mutations and all of that down. Can upper lip follicle, the challenged space apes, have the opportunity to get the special upper hair lip tonic to grow stash? I think Stash Gang is Stash Gang, and you're just going to have to get into Stash Gang. Okay, so that would be cool. Appreciate the feedback as well. Lovelace, are you working on any other concepts beside apes? I don't know if concepts beside apes. So our mutation mechanic, that is going to be something that's fun. As far as other projects I'm working on is Airdrops. So right now, as far as Lovelace minting goes, my own projects, we have Airdrops and Space Ape Club. Now, I wanted to touch on Cosmic Pals. I'll do that real quick, the update on Cosmic Pals. I have been working with Anixmander. I think that's how you say his name. Sorry, buddy. But I have been working with him directly. He has about a team of 5 people he's put together in Discord, and we're now getting together. We're creating the lore, and now we're going to be getting an artist hired. So Cosmic Pals is completely moving along just fine, and we're just getting the team together. So I think there's going to be a bunch of announcements in Cosmic Pals here coming up shortly. Aeronauts, I think the art's getting close to done. We're now making, as far as Aeronauts go, a bunch of community treasures, right? So we sent a custom one of One Piece to Fidukin. We're making one for Snoop Dogg. We're making one for a couple other celebrities, and Cardona Robin. I think we're getting one for Fett, and a bunch of other people. So we're now just doing community callouts with Aeronauts, and I think we're going to be working on a Space Ape Club as well. Airdrop from Aeronauts to Space Ape Club. It's a really cool clay sculpture. So a bunch of great stuff working on there. So all the projects we have going are in the works. And as I said before, the holiday drops, so Halloween apes and the Thanksgiving bears, I'm thinking about continuing like a Valentine's. I think Valentine's is the next holiday coming up. So a holiday airdrop for Valentine's and all of that fun stuff. 1 per wallet. Okay, nothing crazy, but I'm just going to add continued utility to those holiday drops that I did drop. Any idea of developing a play-to-earn game in the future using the NFTs? So play-to-earn is tricky on Cardano. I think it would be something more along the lines of Backy's game where it's pay-to-play-to-earn. And that would be like tournaments. So that would be a tournament-style setup where everyone buys in. At the end, there's a cash prize type deal, right? So play-to-earn is tricky. Pay-to-play-to-earn would probably be where we would be leaning. Okay. Now, of course, we would have free games. You don't have to go in and spend ADA every time you go in. That would just be for specific tournaments. There's also going to be other modes just for playing your game. So that's what we're working on. Any thoughts giving a DAO creation? So as far as a DAO, no, because that gets into tricky security stuff, right? So with the government, I just need to do more research on that. I'm not saying it's going to be put aside forever, but as far as a DAO on Cardano, I don't think that's going to be possible. The Chill Kongs did it, and we slowly try the same thing. They're sweeping the floor with 6,600 ADA for getting 10k members as a thank you to everyone for using them for giveaways. Very nice Showtime. Yeah, bro, I'm not going to say I've been sweeping the floor, but I've been going in and buying a bunch for giveaways. I've been posting that wallet to show you guys everything that I've been getting, and all of those NFTs that I have been purchasing are going back out to either giveaways or strictly community members. So I've been trying to spread the word with SAC and just buying a bunch of the ones that are there that are the cheapest and then immediately sending them back out. What are the benefits of being in this club? Even tickets, rev share, etc. I mean, benefits are just having great art. You know, this is, again, the art was created by Hingator, one of the greatest NFT artists you can get right now, and along with everything else that was mentioned. Any roadmap or royalties? So royalties going back strictly to holders, not at this time. As far as roadmap goes, we are in the works of that. I've kind of explained the roadmap throughout this kind of an introductory video. I feel. So if you guys have continued questions before the roadmap is purchased, let me know and we'll sum it up. You mentioned Gold Hunt game mining native currency for in-game purchases or trade the ETH. I know you're considering this, and in case we'll be adapting this, does that mean the tokens we mine can be traded to ADA? I've already gone over this. This is something that, again, we are looking at. I would love to launch this. This is something I'd love to come out of the gate with. But again, there's too much federal issues with this, or I don't know the exact issues, but it's a crime, right? So I've been looking into this. I don't even think we have a swap on ADA yet to where we could even swap these. I know they're being worked on. I know Sunday Swap's here, but again, I don't know if they're currently active and if they're, currently able to even swap. So this is something we're going to continue working on as we continue, but right now the tokens are going to be native for in-game essentially assets only. The gamification is the upgrades, the mutations as we head into the video game. The video game, of course, will take the currency as well, etc. So everything I've talked about, the metaverse upgrades, the video game, that's all going to come into play with this token. However, it's a native token to the game, so I don't think we're going to be able to trade it out for ADA as a mining currency. Sweet. And yeah, I'll be posting official YouTube links. So that about sums up the AMA questions. And again, I'm not a financial advisor. This isn't financial advice. I was just trying to do an introductory video on the project. Have a blessed night, everyone.